Welcome to today's presentation by Zoran Technologies. Today, we'll be discussing the vital role that radiologists play in facilitating point-of-care CT imaging. My name is Laura Dennis. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing here at Zoran, and I'm so happy to be with you here today, at least virtually, at ASNR. I want to tell you a little bit about Zoran before we get started. We're headquartered here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We were founded in 2001 by researchers from the University of Michigan. We hold over 21 patents. And today, we are both the pioneer and the medical market leader in point-of-care cone beam CT. We have over 1,000 CT installations worldwide. Here's a small snapshot of the progression of Zoran's technology over time. You can see starting here in the bottom left corner, we were founded in 2001 and went to market with our MiniCat system, an upright CT scanner for ear, nose, and throat and allergy. We quickly progressed to understanding we needed a PACS solution for our clinicians to be able to connect with radiologists for their CT reports. And we developed our product called Zoran Connect. This also facilitates offsite backup and image viewing. Fast forward to just recently, we've seen a fast progression of new technologies introduced. We are so proud to have taken our knowledge and experience in cone beam CT to create the XCAT, a truly mobile CT system. We have also entered into the veterinary market where there's a clear need for CT at the patient's point of care. Just a couple of years ago, we were very proud to announce that our XCAT IQ has image quality capable of visualizing the brain. And we have also implemented all of our products which can scan for bone window. What we'll talk more about today and later on is our open bore CT system that we're very proud to be announcing. Zoran understands the need for CT at the patient's point of care and values its longstanding partnerships with radiologists and neuroradiologists all over the world. Here you can see a picture of CT imaging in the neuro ICU. What we're seeing is the patient on their existing ICU bed just shifted slightly so that they can be imaged quickly and easily right there in the ICU, with a scanner that plugs into a standard wall outlet, fits into a standard elevator, and really does maneuver easily in small spaces. But let's take it back to the mid-1990s, when we saw some of the earliest documented cases of point-of-care CT, where we saw at the University of Maryland, the scanner, the TomoScan, while it required two people to maneuver, it did bring the image quality sufficient for what was needed at the time. Even in these mid-90s, the radiologist noted that the time to transfer and scan critically ill patients may decrease the availability of CT for other patients and can also be risky for this imaged patient themselves. Truly, the risks of intra-hospital transport are difficult to understate. There are not only risks, but also costs. And many peer-reviewed articles have shown that there are additional workflow and economic benefits to the radiology department when CT is brought to the patient's bedside. Up to 80% of the time, an adverse event happens in which the patient has complications from the transport. We welcome you to join us in our booth, our Zoran booth here at ASNR, to further discuss these peer-reviewed articles and what they mean for your facility. Another interesting statistic I wanted to share with you today was when a patient needs to be transported from the ICU to radiology, how often is it really that that patient needs to be imaged for CT? Up to 86% of the time, the patient transport is for the purpose of CT imaging. And keep in mind, Zoran's truly mobile products are meant to supplement the initial diagnostic CT and radiology. They're meant to provide daily updates to the patient's condition that allow the clinician to make changes in treatment very quickly and easily without overburdening the radiology department. Additionally, up to 21% of the time, when an adverse event happens, it is actually a critical event. So these patient transports take up staff that would otherwise be used in the ICU to care for patients and can also cause highly critical events in the patient during the transport or as a result of it. Since Zoran's inception, we understood the role that point of care imaging could bring for patients. And you can see here this mini cat, which is specifically designed for the ENT and allergy practice, brings imaging into where the patient is being seen by his or her specialist. With our XCAT IQ, we have a truly mobile CT for the operating room and the ICU. The imaging industry is constantly evolving. In 2008, the Journal of Neuroradiology recognized the trend toward a proliferation in systems designed for head imaging. And they published an article in 2009 called The Review of Portable CT with Assessment of a Dedicated Head CT Scanner. In this article, Zoran's XCAT was featured, and the authors noted the obvious risks of intra-hospital transport and discussed both the workflow improvement and economic benefits to existing radiology departments when a CT machine is implemented at the point of care. Now let's fast forward to today, where we have point of care imaging at the forefront of radiology innovation. Here we see our improved image quality, capable of visualization of the brain. And coupled with true mobility means that it can easily be used in the ICU and that the staff adoption is likely to be high. As mentioned, our truly mobile open bore full body CT can be seen here on the show floor. It's FDA pending. It is meant for integrated intraoperative imaging and imaging in the ICU and to be used for community health. We look forward to continue to partner with our neuroradiologists to improve patient care and innovation in our fields. We are proud to announce that in 2019, we received a grant focused on integrated intraoperative imaging from the National Institutes of Health and the National Cancer Institute through the Small Business Initiative Research Project. Recently, Zoran was awarded a grant from the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute of the National Institutes of Health to support our research and development efforts in lung CT imaging. Leveraging our knowledge and experience in the field as a pioneer and medical market leader, we've proposed our open bore truly mobile CT to assist in the identification of lung disease as a part of the grant. And we are so pleased to establish collaborative partnerships with specialists in pulmonary and critical care and radiology at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. Ensuring that these point of care CT imaging systems are implemented in accordance with radiology departments is vitally important, and we look forward to engaging with you. Thank you so much for your time today. Please call our 800 number for more information, and we look forward to seeing you at our booth here in New York City. Thank you and have a great day.